Peace, family. It's your favorite, the Leather Craftsman, the Leather Cowboy, right here in the Dirty, with another video. Now, if you ever wanted to do leather work like this, or leather work like this, or have your finished pieces looking like and it's called leather resisting. Now, leather resisting works best when you're using antique gel. Now, there are several stuff to use. A lot of crafters, I know a lot of crafters who use the Super Sheen to resist. And I know a lot of crafters who use Resin to exist. Now, and there are some crafters who still use the old Leak Lac. Let's just take this one for instance. Now, I like to use Resin. Now, again, you can experiment with different products, the Resin, the Super Sheen, or the Leak Lac. Give me an example of these real quick. Now, what I did, I like to use the resisting into my borders. So if you guys can see this real quick, let me get that light right. So I come back and I lay down my border design, and I would take my Resin with a paintbrush, with a regular paintbrush, and I would resist all of this. Now, resisting is a simple term, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it basically coming down to. It's going to resist the antique gel from absorbing into the leather. We want to keep this light colored design, the natural color of the leather. We want to keep that, but I want to stain everything else around that. And you take your paintbrush and you're going to put 3 coats. Now, that number 3 is important, as it wants to allow a 24-hour absorption rate to resist in between each layer. The results that I have found, it completely resists that antique gel and it will stay this color. Now, the thing with Resin, Super Sheen, Leak Lac, and all of that stuff, normally a lot of crafters use that as a finishing product. Now in this process, I'm going to use it to resist that. And then I did all of this entire sample here. You guys can see that it went all the way around here. And then I came back in and locked in the natural color in the border of the bottom of the shoe. And you can do the same techniques on everything to resist the antique gel from being absorbed and pulled into the leather. Work that I showed from the pictures before. Sometimes you can just go back and resist your floral patterns. The floral patterns that's in your artwork, if you're doing the Sheridan or the Versailles or the Kansas City design, it doesn't matter which design you want to use. If you're resisting the floral patterns, you just come back with your paintbrush and you'll brush the Resin. Very careful. This is important. Anytime you're resisting, you want to take your time, as in with all leather work. You want everything that this Resin or your Satin Sheen or your Leak Lac touches is going to expel or repel any type of this dye or antique gel. You see here where we antique this, and then we left this border and that one natural, regular. So everything that's not Resin is going to get that dye color, and you want to make sure, because it'll show up in your work when you go back to antique this, and then a little drop of Resin, Leak Lac, or Super Sheen touch this, it'll throw the whole entire project off.